Self-respect and confidence are the foundation of how others perceive and treat you. When you carry yourself with dignity, people naturally respond with admiration and reverence. The way you view yourself sets the tone for how men in society will treat you. If you believe you are worthy of love, respect, and kindness, others will mirror that belief. However, if you doubt your own value, you may find yourself attracting people who take advantage of that uncertainty. Confidence begins with self-awareness. Knowing who you are, what you want, and what you stand for creates an unshakable sense of self. It's not about arrogance or believing you are better than others. It's about recognizing your own worth without needing external validation. When you walk into a room, own your presence. Your body language, eye contact, and the way you carry yourself speak volumes before you even say a word. A woman who moves with assurance exudes a silent power that commands respect. Self-respect is about setting boundaries and enforcing them. It means not allowing others to treat you in ways that diminish your value. It's about saying no to situations, relationships, or behaviors that don't align with your standards. People, especially men, respect those who have clear boundaries. If you tolerate mistreatment, even in small ways, you are signaling that you are okay with being undervalued. However, when you demand respect through your actions, you create an atmosphere where people understand that they must treat you with care and consideration. Confidence is also built through self-improvement. When you invest in yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, you naturally develop a sense of pride in who you are. Educating yourself, taking care of your health, pursuing your passions, and surrounding yourself with positive influences contribute to an unshakable inner strength. A woman who is continuously evolving and growing will always be seen as high value. She does not need to chase validation because she is already fulfilled within herself. Another crucial aspect of self-respect is knowing that you are enough as you are. Many women fall into the trap of thinking they must change themselves to be loved or accepted. This could mean adjusting their personality, altering their appearance to fit unrealistic standards, or suppressing their true desires to please others. However, true confidence comes from embracing who you are in your most authentic form. The moment you stop seeking approval from others and start living in alignment with your true self, you radiate a natural magnetism that draws the right people toward you. The way you allow men to treat you is a direct reflection of your self-respect. If you tolerate inconsistency, dishonesty, or neglect, you are teaching them that their behavior is acceptable. However, if you make it clear that you only engage with those who treat you with care and respect, you will naturally filter out anyone who does not align with that standard. A queen does not beg for love, attention, or validation. She knows that she deserves to be cherished, and she moves accordingly. Confidence is also about emotional independence. While love and relationships are beautiful, they should never define your sense of self-worth. Relying on a man to make you feel whole is a recipe for disappointment. Instead, cultivate happiness within yourself. Find joy in your own company, chase your dreams, and build a life that excites you. When a woman is genuinely content with herself, she becomes irresistible. Men are naturally drawn to those who exude happiness and fulfillment because they sense that being with her will add value to their lives. A confident woman also knows how to carry herself with grace under pressure. Life will always have challenges, and how you handle adversity speaks volumes about your inner strength. Instead of reacting impulsively or letting emotions control you, take a step back, assess the situation, and respond with wisdom and composure. The ability to remain calm and collected in difficult situations showcases a level of maturity that commands respect. Finally, self-respect and confidence are about consistency. It's easy to feel strong and empowered on good days, but true confidence is reflected in your ability to maintain your standards even when tested. Whether it's standing firm in your beliefs, walking away from toxic situations, or simply holding your head high in moments of doubt, staying true to yourself is what makes you truly powerful. When you fully embrace self-respect and confidence, men will have no choice but to treat you like a queen. They will recognize your strength, admire your independence, and respect your presence. You set the standard for how you are treated, and when you exude self-assurance, the world responds accordingly. Effective communication is one of the most powerful tools a woman can possess. The way you express yourself influences how others perceive you and determines the level of respect and admiration you receive. When you master the balance between grace and assertiveness, you create an aura of confidence and poise that commands attention without being overbearing. Men, in particular, respond positively to women who know how to articulate their thoughts clearly while maintaining an air of elegance and composure. Graceful communication starts with self-awareness. Understanding your emotions, thoughts, and intentions before speaking allows you to convey your message with clarity. When you're in control of your emotions, you avoid reacting impulsively, which can often lead to misunderstandings or unnecessary conflicts. Instead, you approach conversations with a sense of calm and purpose, ensuring that your words carry weight and meaning. Being assertive means expressing your needs, boundaries, and desires without fear or hesitation. It does not mean being aggressive or confrontational, but rather standing firm in what you believe while respecting the perspectives of others. An assertive woman does not shrink herself to avoid conflict, nor does she allow others to dismiss or undermine her. She communicates in a way that is direct yet respectful, making it clear that she expects to be heard and taken seriously. Tone of voice plays a crucial role in how your message is received. Speaking with confidence and warmth creates an inviting yet commanding presence. A soft yet steady tone conveys authority without coming across as harsh. Maintaining eye contact and using controlled body language further reinforces your confidence. People are more likely to listen and respond positively when you appear composed and self-assured. The ability to listen is just as important as the ability to speak. Graceful communication is not just about expressing your own thoughts, but also about understanding others. Active listening shows that you value the person you are speaking to, which naturally fosters deeper connections and mutual respect. Men, in particular, appreciate when they feel heard and understood. This does not mean agreeing with everything they say, but rather acknowledging their perspective while confidently maintaining your own stance. Choosing your words wisely is a mark of elegance and intelligence. Instead of resorting to harsh or defensive language, focus on articulating your point in a way that encourages understanding. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," reframe it as, "I feel unheard when my concerns are dismissed." This subtle shift in wording prevents the conversation from becoming a confrontation and instead invites a solution-oriented discussion. Boundaries are an essential part of assertive communication. Expressing what you will and will not tolerate without guilt or apology is a sign of self-respect. When a man understands that you are not afraid to enforce your standards, he will treat you with greater care. If someone speaks to you in a disrespectful manner, calmly but firmly address it. You do not need to raise your voice or engage in unnecessary arguments. A simple, "I don't appreciate being spoken to that way," is enough to establish that you expect to be treated with dignity. Confidence in communication also means being able to say no without feeling the need to over-explain or justify your decisions. Many women feel pressured to soften their refusals to avoid disappointing others, but a true queen understands that her time, energy, and emotions are valuable. Saying no with grace shows that you prioritize yourself without being rude or dismissive. Emotional intelligence is a key aspect of mastering graceful and assertive communication. Understanding how to read situations and respond appropriately helps you navigate conversations with ease. There will be moments when directness is necessary and other times when a softer approach is more effective. The ability to adapt while remaining true to yourself is what makes communication both powerful and elegant. Lastly, self-assured communication creates an air of mystery and intrigue. A woman who speaks with purpose, listens attentively, and carries herself with confidence naturally draws people in. Men, in particular, find themselves captivated by a woman who knows how to express herself with a balance of strength and grace. She does not demand respect, she earns it through the way she presents herself. By mastering the art of communication, you shape the way others treat you. Speaking with grace and assertiveness ensures that you are heard, valued, and respected in every interaction. The more you refine this skill, the more effortlessly you command the attention and admiration of those around you. Happiness and fulfillment are not gifts that someone else can give you, they are choices you make every day. Too often, people seek happiness in external sources, relationships, validation, material possessions, only to find that these things are fleeting. True fulfillment comes from within, from the way you nurture your mind, body, and soul. When you cultivate your own happiness, you become a woman who radiates confidence, peace, and joy, and that energy is naturally attractive. Men and people in general are drawn to those who are content with themselves because they sense the strength that comes from within. One of the first steps in cultivating happiness is recognizing that you are responsible for your own joy. It is easy to fall into the trap of thinking that life will be better once you find the right man, achieve a certain goal, or acquire a specific lifestyle. However, waiting for happiness to come from outside sources puts your emotional well-being in someone else's hands. Instead, shifting your mindset to focus on what you can do today to bring yourself joy will allow you to take control of your life. Developing a strong sense of self is crucial to fulfillment. This means understanding who you are outside of your relationships, career, or societal expectations. What excites you? What are your passions, dreams, and goals? What kind of life do you want to create for yourself? When you take time to explore these questions, you begin to build a life that reflects your true desires. A woman who knows herself and what she wants is confident and magnetic, and that confidence naturally earns the respect of others. Investing in personal growth is another key aspect of happiness, whether it's through reading, learning new skills, traveling, or engaging in meaningful conversations. Expanding your knowledge and experiences enriches your life. The more you grow, the more you have to offer to yourself and to those around you. Men admire women who are intellectually curious and emotionally mature, as these qualities make them fascinating and inspiring. Taking care of your mental and physical well-being also plays a major role in cultivating happiness. A healthy lifestyle, which includes eating nourishing foods, exercising regularly, and getting enough rest, affects not only how you feel, but also how you carry yourself. Physical wellness enhances your confidence, energy levels, and overall sense of vitality. Similarly, prioritizing mental health through self-care, meditation, therapy, or creative outlets helps you stay balanced and emotionally strong. A woman who takes care of herself exudes self-respect, and others, including men, will treat her accordingly. Building strong relationships with supportive and positive people is another factor in achieving fulfillment. Surrounding yourself with individuals who uplift and inspire you creates an environment where you can thrive. Seek friendships and connections that bring value to your life rather than drain your energy. When you cultivate meaningful relationships, you reinforce the idea that you deserve respect, kindness, and love from those around you. Another essential part of happiness is having a purpose. Whether it's a career, a creative pursuit, a personal mission, or helping others, having something meaningful to dedicate yourself to brings deep satisfaction. A woman who wakes up excited about her life is naturally attractive and commands admiration. Men respect and are drawn to women who have their own passions because they recognize the strength and independence that come with them. Letting go of the need for external validation is a powerful step toward fulfillment. Seeking approval from others, especially men, can lead to compromising your values and losing sight of what truly matters to you. When you validate yourself, you no longer need constant reassurance from others. This self-assurance allows you to navigate life with confidence, making decisions that align with your happiness rather than pleasing others. Gratitude is another powerful tool for cultivating happiness. When you focus on what you already have instead of what you lack, you shift your perspective and find joy in the present moment. Appreciating the little things, your health, your experiences, your growth helps create a positive mindset. Happiness is not about waiting for something extraordinary to happen. It's about finding beauty and fulfillment in everyday moments. Finally, understanding that you are whole on your own is a liberating realization. Relationship success and material things can enhance your life, but they do not define your happiness. When you become a woman who is happy and fulfilled within herself, you set the standard for how others, including men, treat you. They see that you are not desperate for love or validation because you already have everything you need within yourself. This self-sufficiency is powerful, and it naturally earns the respect and admiration of those around you. By cultivating your own happiness and fulfillment, you take control of your life and create an existence that brings you joy. When you are happy within yourself, you no longer settle for less than you deserve. You move through the world with confidence, grace, and purpose, attracting people who respect and cherish you for the queen that you are. Setting standards is one of the most powerful ways to command respect and ensure that you are treated with the love, care, and admiration you deserve. Many people mistake setting standards for issuing ultimatums, but the two are vastly different. An ultimatum is a demand often fueled by frustration or desperation, whereas a standard is a reflection of your self-worth and the expectations you hold for yourself and those around you. A queen does not beg or threaten, she simply upholds her values, and those who wish to be in her life naturally rise to meet them. Having clear standards means knowing what you want and what you will and will not accept in your relationships and interactions. This applies not only to romantic relationships, but also to friendships, family dynamics, and professional settings. When you define your standards, you set the foundation for how others will treat you. If you allow inconsistent behavior, disrespect, or dishonesty, you are teaching people that these actions are acceptable. However, when you set firm yet fair expectations, you create an environment where respect and appreciation become the norm. One of the keys to setting standards effectively is embodying them yourself. You cannot expect others to treat you with kindness, honesty, and integrity if you do not demonstrate those qualities in your own life. A woman who respects herself naturally attracts people who respect her in return. When you live by your standards, you don't have to demand better treatment, it happens naturally. Because people recognize the level of excellence you uphold in all areas of your life. Communicating your standards with grace and confidence is essential. Instead of issuing ultimatums like, if you don't do this, I'm leaving, approach conversations with clarity and poise. For example, if a man is inconsistent in his communication, instead of demanding that he change or threatening to walk away, simply express, I value consistency in my relationships, and I find that I connect best with people who prioritize open and clear communication. This approach makes it clear what you expect without resorting to controlling or forceful language. It allows the other person to decide whether they can meet that standard, and if they cannot, you have the power to walk away without drama or resentment. It is important to understand that setting standards does not mean controlling others. It means making decisions that align with your values. People have the right to be who they are, but you also have the right to decide what you will and won't accept in your life. Instead of trying to change someone or force them into compliance, recognize that their actions reveal who they truly are. If they do not meet your standards, the most powerful thing you can do is gracefully remove yourself from the situation. Confidence plays a significant role in enforcing your standards. If you set boundaries but constantly make exceptions or allow them to be crossed, people will learn that they do not need to take you seriously. A queen does not waver when it comes to her values. She understands that it is better to be alone than to be in a situation where she is not valued. The moment you truly internalize this, your entire presence shifts, and people begin to treat you with a higher level of respect. Having high standards does not mean being rigid or unrealistic. It means knowing your worth and ensuring that your relationships align with your self-respect. If you find yourself constantly having to remind someone of your value, chances are they are not the right person for you. The right people will naturally recognize and appreciate your standards without needing to be convinced or pressured. Another crucial aspect of setting standards is understanding the difference between compromise and sacrifice. Compromise is when both parties adjust to create harmony in a relationship, but sacrifice is when one person consistently gives up their needs to accommodate the other. A queen knows the difference and does not engage in relationships where she must diminish herself to make things work. The ability to walk away from situations that do not align with your standards is a true mark of strength. Many people fear leaving because they worry they will not find better. But the truth is that the longer you tolerate less than you deserve, the further you get from what you truly desire. When you refuse to settle, you open the door for relationships and experiences that are aligned with your true worth. Setting standards is not about being demanding or difficult. It is about knowing who you are, what you deserve, and refusing to accept anything less. When you hold yourself to a high level of self-respect, others follow suit. A queen does not force people to treat her well, she simply expects it. And those who recognize her value will treat her accordingly. Feminine strength is one of the most powerful forces a woman can possess. It is often misunderstood as society tends to associate strength with masculinity, aggressiveness, dominance, and control. However, true feminine strength is rooted in grace, emotional intelligence, resilience, and an unshakable sense of self. It is the ability to be both soft and strong, to command respect without demanding it, and to navigate life with wisdom and poise. When you master the art of feminine strength, you naturally draw admiration from men and everyone around you. One of the most defining aspects of feminine strength is emotional intelligence. A woman who understands and manages her emotions effectively is in complete control of her energy and presence. She does not allow anger, insecurity, or external circumstances to dictate her reactions. Instead, she approaches challenges with patience and wisdom, choosing her responses carefully. This ability to remain composed, even in difficult situations, is a mark of true strength. Men respect women who are emotionally mature because they bring stability and peace to any relationship or interaction. Feminine strength also lies in the ability to embrace vulnerability without fear. Many people mistake vulnerability for weakness, but in reality, it is a profound form of courage. A strong woman is not afraid to express her emotions, set boundaries, and be open about her desires and fears. She does not see sensitivity as a flaw, but rather as a powerful tool for connection and understanding. When a woman is confident enough to be vulnerable, she fosters deeper, more meaningful relationships with the people around her. Another key trait of feminine strength is resilience. Life is full of challenges, heartbreaks, and disappointments, but a strong woman does not allow these obstacles to break her spirit. Instead, she learns from them, adapts, and grows stronger. She understands that setbacks are not failures, but opportunities for growth. When a woman carries herself with resilience, men and others naturally admire her ability to rise above difficulties with grace and determination. Confidence is an essential part of feminine strength. A strong woman does not seek validation from others because she already knows her worth. She walks into any room with assurance, not because she is the loudest or most dominant presence, but because she carries an undeniable aura of self-respect. This confidence is magnetic. It draws people in and commands admiration without effort. Men, in particular, are naturally drawn to women who exude confidence because it signals self-sufficiency and high value. Feminine strength is also expressed through kindness and compassion. Many assume that being strong means being detached or unemotional. But in reality, true power comes from the ability to uplift and inspire others. A strong woman leads with kindness, not because she is weak, but because she understands that love and empathy are forces that can transform lives. She knows how to stand her ground while remaining warm and approachable. This balance between strength and softness is what makes her presence so captivating. The ability to set and enforce boundaries is another essential aspect of mastering feminine strength. A strong woman does not tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or inconsistent behavior. She values herself too much to allow others to take advantage of her kindness. However, she does not need to resort to aggression to make her boundaries clear. Instead, she communicates them with firmness and grace, ensuring that those around her understand the level of respect she expects. Feminine strength also manifests in the ability to inspire and influence without force. A strong woman does not need to control or dominate others to get what she wants. Instead, she leads by example, allowing her actions, energy, and wisdom to naturally guide those around her. This ability to influence others through presence rather than pressure is a rare and powerful skill. Men respect women who inspire them to be better without nagging, criticizing, or controlling. Another key element of feminine strength is independence. A strong woman creates a fulfilling life for herself, one that does not rely on a man or anyone else for happiness. She has her own dreams, goals, and passions, and she pursues them unapologetically. This independence does not mean she does not desire love or partnership, but rather that she does not need it to feel complete. Men are naturally drawn to women who have their own sense of purpose because it signals strength, self-sufficiency, and high value. Mastering feminine strength means embracing every part of yourself, your softness, your resilience, your intelligence, and your confidence. It is about knowing when to be gentle and when to be firm, when to listen and when to speak, when to nurture and when to walk away. A woman who embodies this balance is truly unstoppable. She does not have to demand to be treated like a queen. She simply is one, and the world responds accordingly. Encouraging leadership in a man while maintaining your own power is a delicate balance that requires confidence, wisdom, and emotional intelligence. Many women struggle with this dynamic, fearing that allowing a man to lead means surrendering their independence. However, true strength is not about control, it is about influence, mutual respect, and the ability to create harmony in relationships without losing yourself. A woman who understands how to support a man's leadership while maintaining her own authority commands deep respect and admiration, both from men and from the world around her. The key to this balance is knowing that leadership is not about dominance, but about guidance and responsibility. A strong woman does not feel threatened by a man's leadership because she understands that it does not diminish her power. Instead of competing for control, she allows space for a man to step up, make decisions, and take responsibility while ensuring that her own voice remains heard and valued. This dynamic creates a partnership where both individuals contribute their strengths rather than one person overpowering the other. A woman who maintains her power does so by setting clear boundaries and standards. Supporting leadership does not mean tolerating disrespect, passivity, or one-sided decision-making. A strong woman communicates her needs and expectations confidently. She is not afraid to disagree, challenge ideas, or provide input, but she does so with grace and respect. When she expresses herself in a way that is assertive yet inviting, she earns admiration rather than resistance. One of the most effective ways to encourage leadership in a man is to appreciate and acknowledge his strengths. Many men thrive when they feel valued for their abilities, whether it be their problem-solving skills, ambition, or protective instincts. A woman who expresses genuine appreciation for a man's efforts naturally inspires him to step up and lead with confidence. However, this does not mean blindly praising or accepting everything he does. It means recognizing his strengths while also holding him accountable to a high standard. Maintaining your own power means never becoming dependent on a man for validation, happiness, or decision-making. A strong woman has her own dreams, goals, and ambitions, and she does not shrink herself to fit into someone else's vision. She knows that a healthy relationship consists of two whole individuals who complement each other, not one person sacrificing their identity for the other. She leads in her own way, whether in her career, personal growth, or household dynamics, without feeling the need to control or compete. A woman who encourages leadership while maintaining her power also understands the importance of emotional intelligence. She knows when to step back and allow a man to take charge and when to step forward and assert herself. She is not passive, but she also does not feel the need to dominate every situation. She chooses her battles wisely, recognizing that leadership is about teamwork, not control. Another crucial aspect of this balance is knowing how to communicate effectively. A strong woman does not demand, nag, or belittle a man to get her way. Instead, she makes suggestions, asks thought-provoking questions, and expresses her desires with confidence. She understands that influence is often more powerful than force. When a man feels that his leadership is valued, but that his partner also has her own strong presence, he naturally rises to the occasion and respects her as an equal. Encouraging leadership while maintaining power also means having the strength to walk away from situations where leadership is being abused. A queen does not tolerate manipulation, control, or emotional neglect in the name of allowing a man to lead. She recognizes that true leadership is about guidance, support, and accountability, not dominance or superiority. She holds herself to a high standard and expects the same from those around her. This balance also applies outside of romantic relationships. In professional and social settings, a strong woman knows when to allow others to take charge while ensuring her own voice is respected. She does not feel threatened by another person's leadership because she knows her value. Whether in business, friendships, or family dynamics, she carries herself with authority and grace, earning the respect of those around her. The ability to encourage leadership while maintaining power is a skill that sets a woman apart. She does not seek to control, nor does she allow herself to be controlled. She understands that true power is not about who is in charge. It is about mutual respect, harmony, and the ability to inspire others while remaining firmly rooted in her own strength. A woman who masters this dynamic does not have to demand to be treated like a queen. She simply is one, and everyone around her treats her accordingly.